Hi, my name is Robert Ferrell, and I'm a Concacaf Referee Academy instructor. I grew up playing soccer, probably when I was 3 or 4 years old, with my dad coaching my team. And so I played all through childhood on both recreational and club teams, and continued playing into adulthood. Really, it started with advancing up the referee ranks. So once I decided that I liked refereeing, I'm like, okay, how far can I take this? How much can I develop as a referee? And so you find mentors, you work in higher and higher leagues, whether it's Division I college or professional leagues in the US. And having the opportunity to work at a high level just showed me all of the opportunities that are available in the professional world of soccer. And when I moved home to the Virgin Islands, I recognized the opportunity to take on a path of leadership to help develop the soccer community here within the realm of refereeing. And I didn't really know that this would be available to me, but I just kept putting in the work to develop the referees locally here in St. Thomas, and eventually I was nominated and given the opportunity to travel to a Concacaf regional seminar in Antigua, October of last year, along with other nominees from member associations around the Caribbean. And I did well. Like, in that environment, out of 9 instructors that were nominated into that space, only 2 were selected into the Referee Academy as instructors. It was myself and Jermaine May from the British Virgin Islands. So the VI is repping really strong right now. And it's an incredible opportunity to work at the highest level of the game. I am going to basically be instructing and assessing FIFA referees for Concacaf at their tournaments. But the main role of this program, this development program, is to bring the expertise back to the member association and to develop the referees locally here in the Virgin Islands. And so that's what I'm doing. Every week we have training, both on the field and virtually with the laws of the game. We have a number of referee workshops planned for this spring, summer, and then moving into the fall when the season starts. And the goal is to develop officials that are good enough to then move on to the Concacaf level as officials, as not instructors, but as officials, and to compete for their place, to potentially get a FIFA badge. And that is really our goal, is to have FIFA badged referees here in the Virgin Islands that can represent globally on the biggest stage of soccer, and eventually get a World Cup referee coming from the US Virgin Islands. Based on my experiences working in the United States, it's a very similar process. Whenever you have a referee training, you kind of go together in one space. It's a classroom environment. Everyone is working together to be better, but there's also an element of competition. And there's also a knowing that you're always being watched by the assessors, even when you're not in the classroom space, whether you're at meals or you're out in your break time, because they want to see who you are as a whole person. They want good people that they can trust at all times to be in these positions of leadership, because ultimately that's what they're looking for. They're looking for leaders that can help move their organization to the next phase of its development as well. And so I was lucky enough to show some qualities that they liked, and I'm really just blessed with the opportunity. I think honestly it was just elation. Like, it's out of this world to have someone be recognized on such a scale and platform here locally in the Virgin Islands, and in a space where we're not used to that. I'll just be honest, we've been struggling with the quality and the level of referees from the time that I got here, but over time the guys are putting in the work, and with structure and development pathways, the level is getting better. And I just hope to see that continue and increase with hard work, consistent hard work, day in and day out, week in and week out. And over time, you'll see the deposits build up and you'll see the quality come through. So the next step is to get someone qualified by being able to pass the fitness test, the FIFA fitness test, and have a decent enough grounding in the laws of the game to go to the next Caribbean seminar, wherever that's going to be held in the fall, and get that experience of working internationally and regionally, because they just haven't gotten that experience yet. It might just be a learning experience for them, or if they do really well, they could be selected into the next round of the referee academy. So that's really the next phase, is to just continue building, continue working, recruiting youth referees between 14 to 17, because we have to think about it not just a short-term goal, but a medium and a long-term goal. So we get more people into the pool of referees, developing into the pathway. And if they like it, they'll be at the right age, maturing in their development pathway, and be ready to walk into that opportunity with Concacaf when the time comes. The importance is to take the theory and put it into practice on the field, and to build that repetition, just like players do when they're training. They go to training and then they go to games. They don't just walk onto games and expect to play well. So we need to get into the habit of training regularly and putting into these concepts of positioning and movement into practice, and then hopefully it translates into better movement and positioning in the game, so that they have the angle to see what they need to see to make better decisions. Because frankly, most decisions that referees get wrong that aren't based in the laws of the game are based on not being able to see the challenge properly. They didn't see the contact because they weren't in the right position. So if we can fix that here on the training pitch and get them in the right position on the field during the game, then they'll make better decisions more often. That's the goal. I'm just really elated for the opportunity to represent the Virgin Islands on the global stage, really, with football. And I look forward to the day that we can say we have a FIFA badge referee here in the Virgin Islands.